The monument at the center of Columbus Circle was erected as part of New York's 1892 commemoration of the 400th anniversary of Columbus landing in the Americas. Credit Wikimedia. Bill de Blasio, the New York mayor, has said he may order the removal of the city's landmark statue of Christopher Columbus amid national soul-searching over the removal of Confederate-era monuments. The statue, which is the centerpiece of the city's famed Columbus Circle, was commissioned in 1892 to commemorate the 400th anniversary of Columbus landing in the Americas. It has been suggested by local government officials in several U.S. cities that monuments to Columbus should be taken down because of the explorer's brutal treatment of indigenous communities. The Christopher Columbus statue in Columbus Circle, New York. New York's Columbus statue, which is a tourist attraction, is one of scores of monuments in the city currently being reviewed as part of an effort to remove symbols of hate. "We have to look at everything here," Mr. de Blasio said on Wednesday night during a Democratic mayor debate, according to CBS News. Melissa Mark-Viverito, the city council speaker and a supporter of Mr. de Blasio, said Christopher Columbus is a controversial figure to many of us, particularly in the Caribbean, and I think that has to be looked at. When you have to look at history, we have to look at it thoroughly and clearly. Mr. de Blasio's rival for the Democratic nomination for the New York mayoral election in November, Sal Albanese, warned removing the statue would be a slippery slope. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio participates in the first debate for the Democratic mayoral primary in New York, Wednesday, August 23, 2017. Credit Sam Hodgson. New York Times. Pool via app. Separately, Jewish activists have demanded that Mr. de Blasio order the removal of a statue in the city of Peter Stuyvesant, the anti-Semitic Dutch governor of New York. Peter Stuyvesant was an extreme racist who targeted Jews and other minorities including Catholics and energetically tried to prohibit them from settling in then New Amsterdam. Nitzana Darshan-Leitner, head of the Shura Hadin Israel Law Center, told the New York Post. New York, of all American cities, which boasts such important Jewish history and claims such a present-day vibrant Jewish community, should take the lead in denouncing Stuyvesant's bigotry. The Christopher Columbus statue in Columbus Circle, New York. There are several squares, schools and apartment blocks in the city named after Stuyvesant, who was governor of New York until it was ceded to the English in 1664, and to an entire neighborhoods: Bedford-Stuyvesant and Stuyvesant Heights. The debate over Columbus and Stuyvesant comes at a time when several local authorities and protesters have removed monuments to Confederate-era generals. White nationalists and neo-Nazi groups gathered in Charlottesville 12 days ago to protest the removal of a statue of General Robert E. Lee. Should Confederate-era statues be removed? An anti-fascist protester was killed and several more injured during the protests when they were run over by a white supremacist. President Donald Trump also made the slippery slope argument last week, when he asked whether statues of men such as George Washington and Thomas Jefferson would be next. He has been widely criticized for saying blame for the Charlottesville violence lay on many sides. Map Confederate monuments across the U.S.